Welcome to the very last episode of this podcast under the Raising My Voice name. I have talked about the fact that there's going to be a little bit of a shift here, and I am really excited to put stuff out and to tell you guys about it, but I have wanted to create like a cohesive brand before doing it, because I don't want to have to ever do this again. The point of doing this in the first place is so that this can grow with me. And I'm excited. I'm excited to share what I have come up with. The new name is Just Mads, and I'm going to release the next episode under that name. I'm going to leave all of these episodes with the Raising My Voice title and artwork, and then everything going forward will have the new name and new artwork. My plan is to start a blog that will go along with this, and will be kind of just more resources and a little bit more information on what I touch on here. So I will keep you guys updated on when that is live. I have done a really cool thing that has really fucking tested my patience because I hate technology, but I have made my own website almost in entirety. It's just about done, which is really cool, but it has been a lot. And the problem with a lot of this is that I am just far too stubborn and independent to let anybody else touch it, especially the things that are going to be specifically under me. The stuff that is me specific and that no one else is going to contribute to, I am very particular, and I would prefer to do and know how to do everything that goes into my brands, which is too much. That's not realistic. If you have the option, let people help you. I am sure that I do have access to help, and I use my friends a lot as sounding boards for ideas and stuff. So I do have other people that help me contribute, and a lot of my design specific stuff that had multiple options, I almost always send to a pal or two just to get a second opinion, because I look at all of these things for way too fucking long, and by the time that I'm done, everything looks the same anyways. So website's coming soon. Website will be up before the blog is. I don't want to rush on adding a blog component to this, because I am in the process of starting my career, and I would love to have as much of that process on there as possible, but I do think that I need to prioritize what I'm about to create. The website, and I made business cards. They're fancy. They are just so that I have kind of a professional title and place to go and contact information collected, and to give people a little bit more information about me. I think the brand just fucking screams Madison, and I love it. When I started, I was really drawn to doing greens, because I love me a good green, especially a light green. It was going to be a sage or something, maybe a little bit lighter. And I was having a really hard time coming up with a color palette around that. And that's where I started. Just to be clear, I am all about fucking the color of everything. And that's where I have to start to kind of get a feel for everything else. So I started with a lot of greens, and they were cool. I came up with some cool things. Nothing really felt like me. So I asked Brie to give me a couple colors that reminded them of me. And they sent me just the most Madison take on the bisexual pride flag that I've ever seen. And of course, because that is my whole life, I joke that I am bisexual for the aesthetic, because I'm I am a fucking hoe for pink, purple, and blue. And just like in the right combination, wow, does something to my heart, you know? And I didn't want to do pink, purple, and blue because I was kind of worried that it would come off like childish or like overly feminine. And you know what? Those are two things that I probably am. So whatever. And I am doing things that are so meaningful and so needed that it doesn't fucking matter what my brand looks like. And it doesn't matter how professional I am. And it doesn't matter how I address people and what fucking colors I use. I'm here to do things and they're going to get done. And that's all that matters. So I had to kind of like let go of trying to come off as like a professional business lady. Because like I am a professional business lady because that's what I am. I don't need to be anything else. I just am that because I exist as that. So there's been a lot of like shifting my perspectives and stuff that has gone into this, which has been fun. It's all been fun. And I think that a lot of that has come from coming to terms with the fact that if I do this, that I really can't compartmentalize myself the way that I do. And that it's going to give anybody looking at me from this scope a much more whole and like multifaceted view of me. To see like all of my projects in one place and like my whole personality just there. And I'm really fucking excited. It's all so cool. Seeing all of it put together has been fucking unreal. And I love all of it. But I do have a very big tendency to like compartmentalize and kind of hide parts of myself. And not like hide parts of myself, but like cut them off and present them to different people. Like I have a different art page and that's where all of my art goes. And I don't use it that often. It's not super frequent. I'd like to use it a little bit more. I haven't been creating like tangible art lately because I've been too focused on all of this stuff. My website is fucking beautiful. I love it. So like that's art, but in a different way. I've been creating different kinds of art, but I have a different art page and I rarely use it. And then I made a whole different page for this. And I do think that a lot of that was so that I could give people the opportunity to follow the platform if they wanted to. And kind of not like showcase it to the people that weren't interested. And fuck that, it's my social media. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Like I genuinely don't give a fuck. If you like it, you can unfollow me. This is my platform and I'm going to do it all from one space. And the more that I start on this journey, the fucking bigger it gets and just like the cooler it gets. And I'm really excited. And I want to be as me as possible. I've talked about being like authentic and vulnerable, and I don't think that I can do that fully unless I do it on my own social medias and just am entirely being that, because it has kind of felt, I mean, like I love me a good Instagram post, but my own Instagram has gotten a lot more like surface level since starting this. And I don't want that to happen. I want all of this to be in one place and I want to be just like me all of the time and cohesively. I had like I don't want to call it a falling out because it was an expression of what I needed in a relationship that wasn't met, so I chose to leave. And that was like the healthy, responsible thing for both of us. But the interaction did leave me quite frustrated. And I actually recorded like a whole episode about this the day after it happened. And it was really angry. And I'm like, I'm not angry at the situation now. I just have had a little bit more time to think about it. And I have a lot of thoughts around it. And I don't want to focus so much on like the incident itself. I will say that I had been feeling unvalued and unloved and unheard for quite some time, and I had expressed that a couple of times, and then this last time I expressed that again and then told them why. When they asked, they had asked, and I explained why. And I expressed what I would need for me to feel safe and secure in the relationship, and they couldn't meet what I needed. So I have just withdrawn from the situation. I won't be dealing with it anymore. And that's unfortunate. I have a lot of love for this person, and that's not the way that I would choose for things to go, but that's not up to me necessarily. I mean, this one is, I guess, directly up to me, but it's based off of actions, and they're not willing to grow, or not ready to grow, or not capable yet. I really don't think that they have met themselves very deeply, and as somebody who has met myself really fucking deeply and just continually goes deeper, that's really hard for me. That's something that comes up a lot, and if you're somebody who has been on your healing journey for a little bit, you probably know that. It just trying to find other people, especially to date, that can meet you as deeply as you have met yourself, or even close, is fucking hard. So I do want to say that your people should want you to feel safe and secure and respected in your relationships. You should be able to bring things to them if you feel confused or any sort of alone, unheard, unloved, unvalued, unworthy, not enough, any sort of that, and you feel it consistently over a course of several different events, and that is something that you bring to someone, they should want to help you not feel those things anymore. Or the connection should be adjusted or dissolved mutually, or not mutually if it can't be. But your people should not leave you feeling confused, especially if you make attempts to feel less confused. That is manipulation. That is not okay. In case anybody else needed to hear that, the people that love you will not do that to you. At one point, I heard a phrase, I think it was while I was in school. I'm really not sure though, but I heard the phrase, assume ignorance and not malice. And that's something that I definitely needed to hear at that point, because I have been through some shit, and if you go through enough shit, you do kind of just think that all of life is out to get you. And it was helpful to have the reminder that life isn't just out to get me. So that's something that me and Brie used to say quite often. We have made an addition, and that is, at a point, repeated ignorance does become malice. It is absolutely all right to be ignorant to something because you're ignorant to something and you don't know any better. It is absolutely not okay for you to have somebody consistently and on several occasions bring something to your attention that you are being ignorant about, and then for you to remain ignorant. That is not okay. I think that the end of this relationship was necessary for me to heal, and I think that it was maybe the best way for me to get closure. I don't necessarily know how they feel closure-wise, and quite frankly, I don't care. But I'm disappointed, and that's because I'll say that I had high expectations for them, and I actually said that in my messages, and I did say that I would adjust. After we talked, I asked questions, and I said I would adjust my expectations, and we couldn't come to common ground, so that's fine. I don't feel like I actively had high expectations for them. I feel like I had bare minimum requirements to be in my life, and I don't feel like they are at all over the line requirements. I did see just a fucking ton of potential in them, though. And that's something that's, I don't want to say common, but that literally is just who I am. I love people, and I love them as they are, but I also just like believe in my people so fucking much, and I see all of the amazing fucking things they can do. Like I don't know that I necessarily cast this on them as like a shitty thing, but I also don't know if they have had anybody in their life that just like fucking loves people like I do, and just like believes in people and wants people to succeed, and like also wants to heal themselves and grow and like go on that journey with other people and develop secure attachments. I have an incredibly insecure attachment. If you've done attachment style quizzes, you know that you get a score on like all 4 of them. Oh my God, I am anxious preoccupied. That's my number 1. And then I am fearful avoidant as a second. And then I think the third is like dismissive avoidant. And that's my third. And then secure. And those have gone down a little bit since the end of my last relationship. I have kind of been able to like move a little bit more to the secure, but I also have gained a little bit in the fearful avoidant, and that's not the one that I want. I don't want any of them, but that's not the one that I want. If you have that one, I'm sorry. I'm not talking shit about your attachment style. I have noticed that is the attachment style that gets triggered when I'm really worked up, and it's my least favorite feeling to feel. I live my life as an anxious, preoccupied human. I just am anxiety all the time. So like that's the overall feeling. I don't know anything different, but like fearful, avoidant feelings, not my thing. Feared and avoiding, would not like to. I had just an incredibly lovely day today, the day that I'm recording this, with my pal Mick. And we always have really good chats, and we're really similar minded, and I just adore her. But it always makes it so apparent. I'm recording this on April 29th. Tomorrow we are hanging out again, and tomorrow is our 1-year friendship anniversary. I have only known this human for a year. I would consider her one of my best friends, and one of the people that I would tell damn near anything to, and that I would like call in an emergency, and have called in an emergency, and like I'd trust her with my life. And there is never an imbalance of energy flow between us. And I would say that it's like that with Brie as well. And spending time with her always makes it so apparent that like there are people out there that will give back to me as much as I give to them, and that love me for who I am, and that like celebrate me for who I am, and just want to fucking spend time with me and vibe with me because they think that I'm a cool person. And I shouldn't fucking settle for anything less. And neither should you, by the way. If you're listening, please know that literally fucking never settle for less than this, because your people are out there and you fucking deserve to find them. I will be 27 this year, and I have 2 friends that make me feel like this, but that is 2 more than I had for a lot of time. And Brie's always been there, but I don't know that I have ever been able to like appreciate the flow of energy that we have fully. I have been like a petty fucking bitch in this lifetime. And to be clear, I have loved every second of it. I am currently dealing with what I think is my inner reckless teenager, and not my inner child, because I think that my inner child and me are chill, but like my inner reckless teenager, no. So we've been hanging, and she is, I'm gonna be real, a spiteful cunt, and holy fuck do I love her. Man, I miss being her. Just the sheer ability to not give a fuck. Incredible. Truly iconic. I love her. And I really love this Mads as well. I really vibe this way. I prefer to not live in chaos. But I had a lot of fun. And I think that it's important to note that, like, she's still in there. She's still kicking around she does come out sometimes, particularly when people want to try me, and I was gonna say do it. And like I said, my inner reckless teenager is just fucking around, you know? But I really don't fuck around at this point. I have let people fuck around for too much of this lifetime to tolerate it anymore. And I am just like an independent woman that's building my own career and needs literally nothing from anybody except for my job. I really enjoy that my job pays me. That's very cool of them. Thanks, guys. But sans money, I don't need anything. So you will not catch a motherfucker telling me what to do at this point. It won't happen. And I also won't be backing down from things. That's not the type of bitch that I am anymore. And like episodes may be a little bit angry sometimes. I have recorded quite a few things over the last little while, especially like the stuff that I recorded around Easter, and last week was a fucking shit show, so all of that was not fun. But I am always a little bit hesitant to post just like my rants on here. And not anymore, friends, not anymore. This is just Mads. Wow, what an incredible way to end that. Yeah, this is just Mads. So please check out the next episode. It'll be out next Tuesday. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you then. Bye.